I love those.
They're the best, aren't they? I don't know who these are, but they're the best.
All right, well, welcome. This is a Google Hangout for the Delphian School. We interview alumni from time to time, and today we are interviewing alumnus Kylor Melton, class of 2011. He is currently going to the International Academy of Film and Television in Los Angeles, and in addition to that, he is famous in our group, in our alumni association, for having epic adventures, and I believe he has a little bit of worldwide fame going now too, being written up on other people's blogs and such. So I'm here with Mayor Mann. She is a Delphian student, and together she and I will be leading this interview with Kylor. Welcome, Kylor.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. So tell everybody a little bit about like what you're doing right now and what you've been up to since you graduated.
Well, since I graduated in 2011, and in 2000 I started at a university, which is Long Island University. It was called Global College, and the college was oriented around traveling. So everything was about traveling. So I spent 2 years studying in this school, basically living in different parts of the world and studying in different kind of languages and global studies. In the beginning, the first year was living in Central America. So I lived in Costa Rica, but traveled to Panama, Nicaragua, as well as El Salvador, Honduras, and so many insanely epic places. And then the second year, I went to Taiwan, Thailand, India, and then from there, outside of school, I went to Nepal, Qatar, and a bunch of other places. But that's when I left this school, and the school was really cool because it enabled me to find myself through traveling and really getting among so many adventures, and just I really dug it. But it was kind of time for me to leave, so I left and I started traveling on my own. And I went down to Australia and started working in Australia, and then transitioned between for the next year. I transitioned between Australia, New Zealand, and Indonesia.
Wow.
And yeah, and that was an insane year. I had a business in Indonesia taking people on photography expeditions. So I'd take them up mountaintops that were just on another level. And so
Awesome.
just so many epic adventures that I can't even begin to describe. But so from there, I was trying to find myself and find what I was really digging in my passion. And in Indonesia, I created a short film, not a short film. It's more I don't really know how to describe it. It's just a travel film. And it went pretty viral in India. It was shared on the largest tourism agencies in Indonesia, which Indonesia has an insane amount of population. There's 17,000 islands on Indonesia, and I think it's 400 million people.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people, and so it was aired on national television, and the lights just went off, and so there was just a bunch of different really good press, and I had it was so cool because the flow from it was people were telling me they were so stoked from seeing the beauty of their country, and Indonesia is on another level, how beautiful it is. So yeah, and then from there I started to get really into videography and filming, and I worked on commercials in New Zealand, as well as I started really getting into photos and adventure oriented photos. So I've shot everything from intense mountain biking to skydiving to all the extreme sports you can think of, wakeboarding, everything that's on another level. And so right now I'm in the point in my life where I'm trying to create a career out of going on adventures for a living and filming. And there's a lot of crazy projects that are in the making, but right now it's kind of I'm going to school for it, so that way I can really get my technique and my craft to the next level, and from there keep exploring.
Awesome. So I want to hear more about your adventures and your plans for the future and that sort of thing. But first, Mayor she has a question that she wants to ask you.
Can I turn the light on really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's gonna come off every couple minutes.
It's okay.
All right, we're good. Back at it. Go for it, Mayor.
Okay, here she goes.
Are you Nikita's little sister?
I am.
Okay, dope. All right, I remember Nikita. She was a little drawn when I saw her, but I remember her. You guys
So
froze.
if you were to relive your Delphian experience, oh, sorry.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
All right. So if you were to relive your Delphian experience, what would you do differently?
Are we having some technical difficulties? I think we might have lost Kylor, but let's give him a second to get back on here. There you are. Can you hear us, Kylor?
All right, can you hear me now? All right,
There you
I
are.
connected to a
Awesome.
different network. All right.
Okay, cool.
Can you rephrase the question one more time? I kind of missed it.
Yeah. So if you were to relive your Delphian experience, what would you change or what would you do differently?
Okay. We think about this a lot because I see a lot of the kids from Delphi in LA, and I always go back to that. At Delphi I studied a lot. I had a lot of really good. Not I wasn't on time. I had minus A's most of the time, to be true. But if I could go back and relive it, I would do more projects. I would do more things that I was interested in. And I did a lot of projects. I did like a lot of projects. But if I could change anything, I'd go back and do more, create more, find what I love more, and really, really find that. So that way, I'm not coming out and just like having to find it on my own, but rather, getting skills from projects that I really love and I really dig.
Wow, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So Mare has to take off. Speaking of projects, she has a project that she has to go leave
Is it
for.
cool?
So I'm going to take over the interview and ask you a few more questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mare.
Bye, Mare. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
The life of a Delphian student.
That's the truth, eh?
Yeah. So tell me, I want to hear so you're graduating this year from
Yeah.
college, right?
No. It's not college. It's like a trade school.
Oh, okay. So you're learning all about film and television.
Yeah. It's film, television. Yeah. It's basically film and television. Yeah. But it's everything from cinematography to writing, and it's a wide range of things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are your plans then once you graduate? Or once you
That's a good
finish?
question. It's all kind of up in the air. I'm trying to link up with studios and other projects and clients that I can find that from there, when I'm done with the program, I can kind of go out in the world and do. And there's obviously a lot of brain children happening in my head of projects I want to create, but right now that's honestly it. Searching for a studio that I connect with and clients that I can find that I can make videos for and make inspiring content for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have a website, right? What's your website?
I do have a website. My website is kylor.co.
Kylor.co.
Yeah.
And so the video that you were talking about, the Indonesia video that went viral, that's right on your website, isn't it?
Yeah, it's down there. Yeah, it's in chronological order, so everything's from recent to past.
Okay, cool. Well, what I'll do is after the Hangout's over on our YouTube channel, when this video goes up there, I'll post in the description the link to your website and to that video, so that other people can take a look at it. It is a really awesome video.
Yeah, it's very like everything about that video. It was like the adventure was happening at that exact moment. And I just happened to have a camera on my back, So there was definitely some scary times in there, but it was really good. And yeah, for sure, I'm stoked to see what people think about it.
Yeah, I love it. And then you have a Twitter account too, right?
I don't use Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
don't
right.
see a purpose in Twitter.
I
use Insta.
Okay, Instagram, yeah, and Facebook, right?
Not so much Facebook, but more Insta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you mentioned all over the place on Twitter, but no Twitter handle, so you just reminded me.
Okay, yeah.
Other people are talking about you on Twitter.
I don't know, because Twitter seems kind of like irrelevant to me.
Really?
It's just like people talking. Like I like Insta because it's all photos and videos and there's content versus like Twitter's like opinions of like fancy smancy people and lights went on.
Well, you can actually embed your photos and your videos on Twitter now, right?
Yeah. No, I get that. I I really like Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to convince you to use Twitter, but just okay, cool. So people can follow you on Instagram. They can go to your website and
Sure.
tell tell us a little bit about the projects that you're excited about right now.
Okay, one sec. This is
Okay.
gonna be killer. So, well, I'm working on there's a wide variety of projects, but I'm connected with a lot of really cool people down in LA.
Mhm.
And like right now, me and my buddy, who he's the founder of a company called Live Unbound, which is basically a company that's all about just having people break free of the mold and just find their true passion. We've been creating this idea about doing this epic road trip and just creating some insanely beautiful content. And we actually just got like a big sponsor for it. So that's
Really?
something that's in the making. And,
Ooh, that's
yeah, so it's
exciting.
really sick. Yeah, and that's it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be intense though, because we're like planning on going to Zion, Bryce, and I mean, there's a lot of details about it. It's like kind of up in the air right now.
Uh-huh.
But like I mean, Havasu, Grand Canyon, so many really cool spots, and just filming all these really epic locations, and like everything from cliff jumping to like sandboarding to like waterfalls. It's just on that level. So
Wow.
there's stuff like that that is really exciting that's coming in the future, and
I heard
there's a lot of
I
things.
should have mentioned, so when I first started this hangout with you, that I'm also an alumni class of 1994, and my son Makai graduated in 2014, and you and Makai recently went on some kind of an epic adventure
We
together,
did.
right?
Makai and I just went to Joshua Tree like last week, not last week. It was like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah. But he said you guys walked across some kind of a chasm or something. It was like
Oh,
the
dude, have you ever been to Joshua Tree? Everything's a chasm.
no,
They're like it's huge rocks, you know? So it's like everything's like these huge, big ass rocks, and like there's a big rock here, and there's a huge crevasse there.
wow. It sounds
Yeah,
like some Indiana
Joshua.
Jones adventure.
Yeah, the thing about Joshua Tree is really otherworldly. So like the rocks are like, I mean, like, it's like you get there and it's like this desolate desert with like these huge like lava rocks that are like everywhere, and
Wow,
it's really beautiful and it's really nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So while you've been going through all of your adventures and while you've been in school, what are some of the things that you learned from Delphi that you find are kind of the most useful things that you've gotten out of your education here?
I mean, so many things, you know? Like, there's too many to even count, but I think that the most important thing is just my ability to really take in, like, if I have, like, a project, to really take that project in, and then from there, create on that project and make it an amazing, amazing product. And then from there, show the world that is, you know? And, like, I mean, everything from making cool videos to, everything from even just, like, random stuff, like tiling a bathroom. And which I've had to do. I actually dude, check this out. One time in New Zealand, I tiled this guy's bathroom for a day and a half, right? And because of that, he took me on his jetpack. So one of those jetpacks where you fly up into the air. And it was just because I was tiling his bathroom, and he was like, "Oh, dude, time to go." And then we went. I was like 25 feet up, 30 feet up on this jetpack. So it's everything from like little things like that, like just the ability to do things, the ability to easily have a project that you've never done before, and then from there create the project and get an amazing product.
Great, I love it. And
Yeah.
so let's.
And I would say study tech and everything, but
What?
yeah. I said I would say study tech and everything, but I'm not necessarily studying all the time.
Well, but you are using like the study technology, the study skills that you learned.
Oh yeah. Dude, there's so many different kind of techniques within the Delphi program they've just helped me so much in the world. I mean, it's kind of little things that I don't even notice, Everything from like studying in school to, relating with humans, with other friends and family and jobs and everything.
Cool. And anything else that you want to share? Any other things, thoughts, ideas?
Oh, there's so many. You got to give it a little bit more of an narrowed down area, though.
All right. All right. Well, how much more time do you have left with the International Academy of Film and Television?
About, I don't know. Today, it's March, right? Yeah, it's March. About, what, 5 months, 6 months?
Cool. All right, good. So,
yeah, and
go ahead.
I was going to say, what's really cool about going to school in LA is, like, from school, I mean, I learn a bit, but what's really cool about being down here is just connections that I'm making, And, like, for example, I work with Robert Hogg, he's a NASA scientist, but he has an aerial videography company. And so I fly his helicopter. So those drones you see flying up in the sky, I camera op those drones,
That's
and it's
awesome.
really cool. Yeah, like we finished working on a feature just now, and we did a music video before that. And I'm actually going up to Napa Valley pretty soon to shoot like a winery, like the BTS of a winery commercial.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff like that that is in the making. But yeah.
Well, speaking of connections, how do you find our alumni network useful in terms of any connections and how you can kind of reach out to people? Has that been helpful to you?
Oh, for sure. I was at last night I was at this event where I saw probably like 25 people from Delphi, and it was
Wow.
all random. You know, like, I mean, I knew them, but it was really cool and it was really fun, and like I mean, the connections are really good because it's so broad. There's so many, and like I'll have like people reach out to me like I completely forgot existed, but then they're like so interested in doing this thing or like they want to create something, and I found that it's just a really good network because it's so in LA especially, it's so expansive. And there's so many different people that like I know so many people through other people, and it's gotten me some really good other connections.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you would tell people, like let's say there are any alumni out there, any advice that you would have for like a recent Delphi graduate just starting in life, anything piece of advice that you could share with them from getting started in life?
Yeah. Well, I would say get started, you know? You gotta follow your dreams, you know? Because I mean, feel a lot of people have this like period where they kind of just stop and they don't really do much, you know, and they're chilling at home. But I would say just follow your heart and just do what your dreams are, you know, follow your passion and figure out a way to make it your life. Because I mean, if you're living any other way, then you're not living. So that's definitely what I would say. I would say find that passion and from there create it.
I love it. I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you
Good.
so much for taking the time to do this. I know how busy you are, so I really appreciate it. And I know that the students watching and other alumni watching are going to love this. So thank you,
Yeah,
Kylor.
for sure. Yeah, and if anybody needs to hit me up, that you have my email and you also have my Instagram, so just let me know.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks, Rachel.
thanks, Kylor.